Next witness, Mr. Trink.
Mr. Chairman, honorable members of the board, my name is Raymond J. Trank. While the Putnams were building houses, we were selling cars, Dodge cars to be exact. And my grandfather started selling Dodge cars at the time of the Dodge brothers.
Oh, you're one of those Dodge boy fans then.
We are Dodge boys.
Yeah, all right.
Driving a PT Cruiser right now.
You're a partier then.
I'm a member of the Burrillville Sewer Commission. I'm a former member, 18 years of the Burrillville's elected school committee. I've also been the elected moderator of the Pascoag Fire District and the Pascoag Utility District for the past 20 years. I have put my name up a couple of times in front of the people. So I understand what it's like to run for office, and I understand what it's like to put out a letter from a board. And I have never been on a board, gentlemen, that a letter wasn't a letter, whether it be a press release like this was or an official letter to a body such as yours, that wasn't signed by either all of the members, the chairman, or his designee. I urge you to reject this letter. I urge you not to receive and file it. I urge you to reject it and to take whatever methods you can do to send it back so that it comes back to you properly. I think that I agree with your skepticism towards the letter, and I think it's important to send a message to boards and commissions in the state of Rhode Island that you cannot send a dog ate my homework letter to the Senate of the state of Rhode Island. I feel very strongly about that.
The Trank.
On the 3 and the 7 member boards, I served on a 5-member school committee, and I can tell you we got nothing accomplished because we always had 3 people, 4 people, 2 people. This siting board itself, as you just heard, has only had 2 members for the majority of the testimony. The PUC has 3 members, and I suggest to you that you expand this and give them more members, because 20 years ago, the PUC was involved with Pascoag again. Pascoag invested, we thought, the members of the town, we thought illegally in the Seabrook nuclear power plant. Our bylaws said specifically that any decisions that spent $5,000 or more had to be made within the confines of the district. The contract was signed at Seabrook. We had Partridge, Snow, and Hahn prepared to go to Superior Court for us, and the PUC, with 2 members sitting, made the decision that we could not go to Superior Court, and our case was over. We had taken over every office. We had a thing called EIEIO. We had taken over every office in the Pascoag district, and we felt very positively. We had professional lawyers through Partridge, Snow, and Hahn from Washington, D.C., and we felt very good about our position, but we were denied that by the PUC with only 2 members sitting in that day. I think that those boards definitely need more members. My experience, my humble experience, is that the more members you have, the better committee you have. And I agree with someone who spoke earlier who said, what if you had 3 members? You know, so I'm sure that many of you members are on other committees and have other responsibilities. You can't be here all the time. 3-member committee in this illustrious Senate wouldn't work very well. And I think you can see how it frustrates the people of Pascoag and of Barville. Before I talk about the one-man, one-vote theory of this, I'd like to correct a couple of things that were said by my brothers in the trades and my sister from the was that yeah. So here's the first thing. You heard 16,000, 18,000, 20,000. By the time this is over, Burrillville's going to be a town of 95,000 people. The fact is, Burrillville's a town of 10, as of today, on the Secretary of State's website, 10,180 registered voters. We have an online petition with over 2,000 votes. We have a written petition with over 2,000 signatures. So it isn't 500 whack job nut environmentalists against 10, 20, 30, or 40, 50,000 illustrious people that are for this power plant and just could make it today. In fact, it's 1/5 of the voting public of the town of Barville. So 1/5 of the voters. And I can tell you that to be elected to the town council, you need about 3,400 votes. So that's about 1,500, 1,300 votes shy of what it takes to be elected. It's 1/5 of the total registered voters in the town of Burrillville. It's not a joke. It shouldn't be taken lightly. And for the tradespeople to do that is not really honest, intellectually honest. The second thing is, as Susan told you earlier, is when we've heard that this is going to be clean and safe and environmentally, great, right? My brother, Mr. McDonald over here, was telling you how great it was going to be. But the fact of the matter is, this water that is going to cool this plant is coming out of a well that was, at the time, the largest MBTE contamination in the United States. We don't have to imagine what it would be like to be poisoned. We've lived it. We know what comes out of that well. I don't even think I've told many of these people, but I'm not a giant fan of Lance Armstrong. But we wore these when my wife got a brain tumor because we lived 100 yards from the well, and our neighbor got a brain tumor as well. We were lucky. My wife survived a golf ball-sized brain tumor behind her eye. My neighbor didn't make it. We had 11 brain tumors during that period of time when the water was flowing. 2 or 3 months after they told us, what we were drinking. We haven't had 11 brain tumors in Pascoag since then. That's not scientific, but I can tell you I believe it, and I still wear the bracelets. So it becomes the thing of apples and oranges, and I agree with you that airports don't matter and the casinos. This is not an airport or a casino. This is an electric plant, a giant electric plant. But we gave it the office because we have an electric plant. We have a gas, what is it? Yeah, gas compression station. You're really smart. We have a gas compression station. We have a power plant. And it's...
I'm sorry, Senator G asked if you're related to...
You guys, can you vote in Barville? But the fact of the matter is, an apples to orange comparison can be made with the meat plant that's in town. They came there because of the air, because they dry cure their meats. They're internationally known. They have about 500 full-time jobs. If they leave, we're done. That's a big part of the economic development of the town of Barville. And they're there for that air, and they're there for that water. And we need to protect them, and the tradespeople need to think about that as well. We need to protect those full-time jobs that we have, not mythical jobs, real jobs, and a real product that survives because of the clean air and clean water. Now, the unintended consequences of the law change back in the 80s was that what we created is Power Plant Alley. You can talk about the infrastructure all you want, but the reason that power plants come to Burrillville is because the law was changed to grease the skids. Make it easier to put a power plant in Barville because the Hicks don't know any better. And the lady from the Chamber of Commerce was much nicer today, but she told us just about that during the House hearing, that we didn't deserve the right to vote because we weren't smart enough or we weren't sophisticated enough. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm not really in agreement with her on that. I have to respectfully disagree with the Madam Lady on that one. But here's what we're looking at. We're looking at a power plant, a giant monster of a new power plant, frack gas incinerator. What is it? Compressor station. Near rivers, lakes, state parks, Zambrano Hospital, and what is under consideration to be part of the Blackstone Valley National Historical Park. Also, Wallam Lake. Wallam Lake was created at the time of the Ice Age. I would bet you right now that we could go to somebody's boat dock at Wallam Lake and get a cleaner glass of water than we get out of our taps. It's a beautiful, deep, cold lake, and let's not mess that up. So,
Delicious.
we're set with a bill here, and we have a hero, Senator Paul Fogarty. We have another hero, Representative Cale, Keable, and the Rhode Island House of Representatives. We would like to welcome you to this Hall of Heroes. Stick with us.
Good.
Now, Senator Jabor brought up, I think what is a big bone of contention is that we can't get an environmental impact statement. We've begged. We've pleaded. We've done everything but get on one knee. And I'm prepared to do that now.
I've got a good gig.
Please help us get an environmental impact study. You are the powers that be. We need you to pass the bill, and we need you to get us an environmental impact study so that we don't have to continue to be the poor child Oliver saying, please, sir, may we have some more. There you go. Oh, wow, we didn't need that. I think we're good.
Is that part of your act? That you that's it? All right. I think that was very impressive. Gene Valicenti's looking for someone on his show every morning. I think we should suggest you to him.
Yeah, we have a lot of people with substance back there that are very impressive. I'll tell you, you get involved with groups as you go along, and you get involved with these people. You got to realize that they are studious. They spend their spare time making signs and T-shirts, and then the other time they're reading about this stuff, and they're so super knowledgeable and so committed. And when you hear about the NIMBY stuff, come on, stick that. The fact of the matter is, this is all our backyard. And I'll just give you one quick story. There's a person that's working with us. He built his house here because he was close to his family, which had a kind of a family compound, and his son has massive problems with breathing and air quality. And they found their nirvana. They found their place where he built his house himself. He's close to his relatives. They can take care of their son. Where's he going? Where's he going? What money is going to send him somewhere else? Where's he going? Pawtucket? I mean, I don't mind my brothers and sisters in Pawtucket, but where is he going? Where are these people going? And I think it's insulting in some ways to say, well, they don't want it in their backyard. It's a quarter of a mile. It's a half a mile. Hey, this is all our backyard. You like kayaking? This is the place to go. You like hiking the North Trail? This is the place to go. And these are the people that need the support. And I would just urge you to do that. And thank you, Senator Fogarty.
Thank you for your testimony.